Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we're going to discuss another topic. In previous clip, we talk about noble truth of suffering, and in that clip, we talk about only the attached things going to give us suffering. And when we in the current world, in under with between our normal generation, normal people. So what we think is. Um, Anything we love gives us the pleasure. So that's why we have been doing all of these things what we have been doing. So that's why we study properly, we study a lot, just we do our bachelor's and then masters, PhDs. So that's why we are trying to get a good job. That's why we are immigrate to good countries. That's why we are going to marry beautiful men and women. So so doing all of this, that's why we build big houses. That's why we buy luxury cars, uh, good phones, and that's why I raise kids. All of these things because we love them, so we think they give us the pleasure. But let's see exactly what it really means. Are they giving us a pleasure? So the noble truth of suffering means a wisdom. I told you, it's not like what we feel if somebody hits me. It's not like somebody feel when his mom dies. It's not like somebody feels when her daughter is sick. That is a suffering, yes, I understand, but that's not the noble truth of suffering. That's what I'm telling you. So noble truth of suffering means that the loved ones, when you attach to that, this understanding is the noble truth of suffering. Noble truth of suffering is the fact that when you attach to that things, and when those things are changing because of the variety of reasons, we talk about that before, when the reasons get together, the result appears, and when the reasons got apart, the result disappears or change. So once that is happening, if we have attached to that result, so we took an example like mom's picture, so we attached to mom's picture, but because of the reasons changing, her picture is changing. So when we attach to that external things, regardless of the fact that they're going to change and they're not going to the way we want, so then it gives us the suffering. So that wisdom is called noble truth of suffering. So you have to understand that, anything, because if you're gonna ask somebody like a non-Buddhist, any Catholic, Muslim, or the Hindu, if you're gonna ask Hindu person, if somebody hits you, does it hurt? Then I says, he's not gonna say that. I'm really not sure, man. I don't know. No, he's not gonna say that. He says, yes, of course. Are you crazy? If somebody asks you from, if you're gonna ask somebody, let's say Muslim person, what do you think if your mom dies? So you reckon he's gonna say, I'm really not sure, man. I don't know. That never happens to me. Now, of course, they know that. They understood that. But if you understood the fact that the things you attach to is gonna it's gonna give you suffering, and that's not gonna stay the way you want, ever, never. So if that is giving you suffering, and if that is not going to the way you want, then there is another understanding comes to your mind, that so there's no point of going after this. For example, if somebody, let's say Michael, he starts loving Casey. So if Michael knew the fact that the Casey is not gonna listen to you at all, man, she does whatever she wants, and whatever you say, she's not gonna follow. She's not going to the way you want. No, never. Do you reckon Michael's gonna marry Casey? Of course, Michael knows the fact that if Casey doesn't listen, if Casey doesn't behave the way Michael wants, it's gonna be a drama, it's gonna be a trouble. They're gonna be quarreling for sure. And then again, still do you think the Michael's gonna think of that's alright, so that's okay, so I'm gonna marry her? Or you reckon Michael would definitely think, no, this is not gonna work, so I'm gonna go away from this affair. So why? Because Michael thoroughly understood the fact that Casey is not going to the way Michael wants, so he stay away from it. So this is another one. Let's say Michael's going to buy a car. So the previous owner or the current owner, before Michael buys that car, the current owner says, Michael, hey Michael, this car is not starting as soon as you ignite. So it's not going to happen. It has never happened again before. And this gives you only trouble. So if you want to go somewhere, then you have to work hard. You have to get somebody to push it, or then get a mechanic, or get it tested, or it breaks down in the middle of the road. And it has happened to me many times. And this is not going to the way you want. So this, if you want to go to work tomorrow morning, if you try to ignite it, it doesn't. There's the very high possibility like it's not going to start. So it means it's not going to the way you want. So you reckon Michael's going to buy that car? So that, if you understand that fact, you gonna stay away from those things which are going to attach. In reality, that is the theory. So as we have been explaining, anything and everything in this universe is not going to behave the way you want. So because the results got together, the reasons got together, result appears. Reasons, one or many reasons get apart, either results going to change or disappear. That's going to happen for sure. It's 1000% sure it's going to happen. So if you understand that fact, like Michael didn't want to marry Casey because she didn't go to the way Michael wants. So Michael knows exactly that's gonna be a problem. So that's gonna get him suffering with no doubt. So if you have that understanding about everything in this world, you're not gonna attach to that. So you're gonna let go everything. If let's say you have that 100% understanding about that fact. So just give me one example for what you are going to attach to. Is there anything like you can say, hey, Callum, even though you say that everything, but this thing is not going to change. It goes to the way I want, for sure. So because of that reason, I'm going to attach to that. Is there anything you can tell me? So there's nothing in this universe goes to the way you want. Because of that reason, those things, if you attach to, gonna give you suffering for sure. If nothing is going to the way you want, and if that thing is going to give you suffering for sure if you attach to, is there any point going after that? So there's no point. So if you have that understanding, automatically you stay away from it. Automatically you let it go. You don't have to let go. You don't have to do mysterious things to stay away from those things. So like Michael got an understanding about Casey. Michael got full understanding that Casey is not going to the way Michael wants, so he stay away from Casey. So likewise, if you have that understanding, you stay away from everything in this universe. You're not going to attach to anything. So that's what's called letting go. So that's why Buddha said, let it go. Don't attach. But if you have some responsibilities, just do it. If you have kids, you have to raise them. You have to give them a good education. You have to give them good shelter. You have to give them some food. If you have a wife, treat her, care of, love, don't mentally attach, but just take care of her. Your parents, don't mentally attach, but take care of your parents. Just treat them. Go and visit them. Just do whatever they want to. That physical obligations, you can do it. But doesn't matter whether that's your wife or kids or parents or anything, if you're attached to, it definitely gives you a trouble. So stay away from them. If you have that understanding, as I said, you stay away from everything and anything from this world, even a feeling. Let's say you have a bit of a feeling about something. If you attach to that, even that feeling springs up because of some reason, some external thing. So let's say memory. The memory took place because of some incidents happens before that. Everything, because reasons got together, so reasons get apart, the results going to disappear. Even though that feeling going to disappear one day. So hope you understand this. So this is what is called noble truth of suffering. That is the wisdom. That is not just the feeling we feel. That is not the feel. As I said, when your mom dies, that feeling is not noble truth of suffering. That is understandable to anybody, even for animals in this world. So Buddha, when he was enlightened, he said he has never seen this truth. He had never listened. He had never understood this noble truth. This is the first time ever I understood. And this is the noble truth. So you understand that. If you understand this, so you stay away from this. So there's no suffering. That is what is called noble truth of suffering. So I hope you understand. So I'll come up with another video later. So Teruvan Saranai.